What's up, kids? It is Thursday on this great week here in Memphis right now. It is cold and there's ice on the trees. It's kind of foggy. Went out for a run this morning in the trails and oh my gosh, it's all crackly and it's beautiful. Let's talk about being tired. This is a question that I get quite a bit in the one-on-one calls that we do in this group. We do a lot of one-on-one calls. If you guys ever want to talk to me or one of our coaches, totally happy to. A lot of people are tired. I know we had a big, crazy year. Some of us had a huge year. Some of us had a horrible year last year. 2021, we're halfway through February. I guess that's about right, yeah? And sometimes we're just exhausted. Even though we're fighting and hustling and we got our thing going and we're prospecting, we're trying to sell, we're trying to grow, we're trying to maybe hire a VA, put on another team member, whatever. Sometimes it gets tiring. Sometimes you're just tired of holding up everything at once, bearing the burden of the agency, the financials, the team, the staff. You got kids at home, you got life going on that's different than it used to be, and you're just like, oh my gosh, when will it get back to normal? Let's talk about what we can and can't control in this process. All right, so when it comes to just building your own business or when it comes to living in a world that's kind of upside down right now, how do you live with that and control what you can? That is the first step to recovering, okay? You gotta control the things you can control. You can't control the things you can't control. For those of you who've been through a 12-step process, you know the Serenity Prayer, and it basically talks about dealing with the stuff you can deal with and just letting go of the things that you can't control. So focus in first of all on the thing, what's up guys, great to see y'all. Focus in first of all on the things that you can control, all right? Work on that first. So you can control, for instance, taking a walk, taking off an extra 30 minutes early today, and just going for a walk outside. If you're an athlete, go for a run. If you hate running, go for a walk. If you just don't like walking or running, walk outside, see the sky, get back to nature a little bit, right? Get in our natural human environment, which, by the way, is not LED lights and screens. That's not the way we came out on this planet. That's not who we are. Get out there in nature, see some sky. Control small things like that. If it's something as simple as turning off your phone at 5 p.m., instead of leaving it on and you know, just binging constantly and getting away from the screen. You can control that. I know it's hard. We all have our screen addictions, but you can control that, right? You can control texting a friend or two and saying, hey, let's just hang out and talk on FaceTime, or let's do a social distance hangout on the front lawn. See ya, awesome to see you. You can control those kind of things. So I'm just giving a few examples. Focus on the things you can control. You can control in your business. You can control prospecting every day. Even if you're struggling, prospecting I know is a struggle for different people. Even if you're struggling with some prospecting right now, you can control staying after it 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour a day, and then put it aside. It can be frustrating. You can control that. Now, you can't control if someone says yes or no on a sales call. You can't control how someone responds to your prospecting messages. You can't control if you go on a walk and it was a great walk, a perfect sunny day, and you feel amazing when you get back, or if it was a cloudy day and you don't feel a lot better. You can't control the outcome of some of those things, but you can control your input. Here's the secret about this. I was actually talking to my therapist about this a few weeks ago. This is kind of fresh on my mind too. The things that I can control will eventually chip away at the outcomes of the things that I can't control. Eventually, those outcomes start to change. Eventually, if you keep prospecting every day and cracking the code and figuring out, eventually the outcomes of that prospecting, whatever you figure out starts working for you and your market will begin to work. If you go on a walk every day and some days are sunny, some days are cloudy, eventually those walks will start to build some physical workout resilience. They'll give you some mental space. They'll give you a lot of things you can do. Here's the thing, we're tired, right? That's life. Sometimes we're tired, sometimes we're energetic. Sometimes we have a high day because we made an awesome sale. Sometimes it's really crappy because we feel like we haven't made a sale in 3 weeks, whatever. Some days are high, some days are low. Bottom line is though, you can control the input. I'm choosing to prospect every day. I'm choosing to go on a walk every day. I'm choosing to turn my phone off at 9 p.m. every evening. I'm choosing to lock myself out of Instagram after 5 minutes a day, whatever it is, right? Hey, Natalie, great to see you. Whatever you're choosing to do, choose the small things that you know I can do this on a sustainable level for several months in a row. Choose those things and lock it in and take a few small steps. Pick like 2 or 3 things. Don't pick 10 things. Pick 2 or 3 things, control the input, and let the outcome work its way out. The input you can control in those small things, the outcome you can't. Letting go of that is so helpful. Great example of this is doing webinars and sales and all kind of things like that. If you go into a sales call or a webinar or prospecting or doing a Facebook Live in your own Facebook group and you're worried about the outcome, it's live right then. If I'm worried about the number of people on screen, right now when I'm recording this, it says 4 up there. 4 is not a very big number. I've learned to put that aside. Some days it's high, some days it's low. It doesn't matter. I've learned to put that aside because I know that what I need to do is be relevant and be honest and authentic and actually really guide my community and be there. That's my job. What people do and how they pick that up and if they watch it now or later on, that's irrelevant. Doing my part is what really matters. And doing the part of my part that I can control in small ways that I know I can do. For instance, I go live in my Facebook group 3 times a week. I can't do 5 times a week. It's overwhelming. Some people do 7 days a week. Wow, yay you. I've tried that, it's just not me. So I do the things that I can do. I control the input that I can control. So even though I'm tired sometimes, and I've gone through a really big, tired and pretty low, kind of depressed stage, especially towards the 3rd, 4th quarter of last year, and then made some significant changes to kind of put things back in place that were control factors, that were small items, taking little breaks throughout the week, doing some outdoor stuff, going on adventures, planning an adventure once a month where I just drive into another local town and staying in an Airbnb. Doing stuff like that has significantly changed my mindset because I'm controlling the little things that I can control and the outcomes are generated by those little inputs. Now, every outcome doesn't line up the way I want it to always. That's okay. But the trend of outcomes, the overarching path that these outcomes are on is really, really shifting. A lot of it's mindset, and that's a really big deal. It's okay to be tired. It's okay to feel down. Those are feelings. You can choose the small things while you're still working. You don't necessarily have to take 3 weeks off, 4 weeks off to just get completely cleaned up and refreshed because, yeah, maybe your business can't handle that right now. But right now, you can take the small steps to take little breaks during the day, take little things out of your schedule, like screen time, particularly on social media, that really drive our anxiety, drive that comparison mode that we all kind of have pre-programmed in our head. A lot of those things you can do. Dial it back a little bit. The things that make you compare to someone else, dial those things back. The things that give you a little more mental freedom, like getting outside, doing something healthy, going for a walk, seeing the sky, hanging out with your pets, a favorite friend, creating a little space outside in a park or in your front yard where you can sit with socially distanced lawn chairs, whatever you want to do. Things that add little bits of life in your life are a really big deal. Do those little things, start planning them. Go ahead, shoot the text out to a few friends today. Go ahead, put the limiter on your Facebook account or your Instagram account or whatever. Dial it back a bit. Clubhouse is a great example of that too. Clubhouse is one of those things you can hit a Clubhouse, you can jump in a room and you can listen to that, for hours at a time while you're at the grocery store, while you're driving, all those things. Dial it back. Listen to a fictional audiobook. You probably know enough right now in your business to know what to do next. You don't need to listen to one of those experts on Clubhouse just over and over and over again. You got this. Do what you know to do. Take it in baby steps and control those little inputs. That's what I'm doing. I know a lot about what I'm supposed to be doing. You know a lot about what you're supposed to be doing. And it's funny, if we just start acting in little ways on the positive things we're supposed to be doing, like prospecting, for instance, like going outside for a walk, those little things start to catch up. And they give you a lot of momentum. And they give you space to start thinking about the things you already know that you've probably forgotten about, that are tangled up in the hustle and bustle and the comparisons, and feeling like we're just not adequate enough, right? Okay, that's it for me, kids. Y'all have a great rest of the weekend. Chill out, take some time, take action on what we just talked about right now. Go ahead and dial things back. Reach out to a friend, set up a fun event, go for a walk. Plan those things, put them on your calendar, put the prospecting block in there, and then when the prospecting block is done, park it, go to the next thing. It's okay. Do the things you can control. Small steps. Pick 2 or 3 things, and then relax. Okay, kids? Y'all have a great day. Talk soon. Bye.